What's up, everybody? This is Big D for the Freedom for You and Me channel. Today is August 1st. Welcome to August 2009. Thank you. First off, let me say thank you all the new subscribers that I've got. My last video, I've been off for a little while. It's time to set back, refocus, get my hustle game back, focus on business, and you know, I've still been keeping track of you guys and checking emails and replying and you know, the news and everything out there. I just needed to reset and get back to business as usual. And it's time to hustle. It's time to hustle. It's time to focus. So anyone out there who's you know, who's trying to get a job, who's trying to do what you have to do at this point. I don't give a damn what they tell you on the TVs and radio. This is not getting better. This is getting worse. This is getting a lot worse, a lot faster. I made a previous video about the collapse of the commercial real estate market. That's starting to happen. You're starting to hear a little bit more about that in the business channels and the business news media. That's starting to click up a little bit. So watch for that September, October. Go back through, check my video on that. It's an easy breakdown as far as why commercial is collapsing, what's going to happen, how much money we're looking at. At last estimates, it was $400 billion coming due to reset this year, which will happen in the third and fourth quarter of this year. So you know, the whole mess with you know, with the residential that we faced last year, that pales in comparison to what we're looking at on commercial. You know, your house goes into foreclosure, there's another potential buyer out there. Strip center goes into foreclosure, that's a whole different ball game. Those things can sit empty for years, and you know, banks aren't lending that money. Speaking of banks, here it is. You ready for this? More banks out of business as of Friday. More banks were shut down. I did some quick math on this. The FDIC is now taking another $2.55 billion hit with deposits that they have to cover. There were an additional 7 more banks fail as FDIC mulls rules for sales. You know, this is a mess here. We got on Friday, the FDIC shut down banks in Florida, New Jersey, Ohio, Oklahoma, and Illinois, boosting the number to 69 currently that have gone under. It shut down Bank of Jupiter in Florida. Let's see what else we got. First Bank of Americano in New Jersey, People's Community Bank in Westchester, Ohio, and First State Bank of Altus in Altus, Oklahoma, and Mutual Bank in Harvey, Illinois. The one in Harvey, Illinois was actually the biggest one. They had $1.6 billion in deposits, and that's where a chunk of that $2.5 billion comes from. The FDIC is in trouble. They've actually got the lowest amount on reserves since 1993, and they're saying that this is just a continuing trend. 69 banks have failed nationwide compared to 25 last year and 3 in 2007. Now, Sheila Bair, the head of the FDIC, it was on Bloomberg a couple weeks ago. She's saying as many as 500 banks are in trouble. When pressed for the list of banks that might be in serious trouble, she refused to give that information. But 500 banks, 500 banks. That's tenfold what we've got so far. That's nearly tenfold, ninefold, whatever. Do the math. That's massive. That is absolutely massive, and that doesn't include commercial. Guys, you have to watch this stuff. So she came out and said that there's at least there's 500 banks that are now on a watch list that are in trouble. So tell me that they're not trying to get you know, back deals done and you know, trying to get some assets moved around, banks bought and sold, in the whole nine. It says here, as the economy has soured, and this is from AP Business Writers, by the way. I printed this off just so you guys know I'm not pulling stuff out of thin air. It says on here that the where was I? As the economy is soured, with unemployment rising, home prices tumbling, and loan defaults soaring, bank failures have cascaded and sapped billions out of the Deposit Insurance Fund, the FDIC. It now stands at its lowest level since 1993, only $13 billion as of the first quarter of this year. And we just snapped another $2.5 billion on that. This money's getting sucked out. So watch, this is going to happen. They're going to bail out the FDIC. That's what's going to happen. You know, and printing more money. And the IMF I don't know if any of you guys caught this. I haven't seen anyone else talk about it. It was on Bloomberg this week. The IMF is reporting that they want us to spend on another stimulus package. Can you freaking believe this? Another stimulus package. The IMF is trying to get us to do that. My original intention of this video was hustle and focus, and I just happened to come across this story and I thought I would share it with you guys. But if you go to AP, go to Business Writers, this just came out here about an hour or so ago. But all these closures happened on Friday, all of them. I didn't mention all 7 of them here, but there were some other banks that got taken over and assumed by other stronger banks supposedly. This is a mess. This is not going to get any better. This is just starting. Gerald Celente said that the collapse of '09, you're seeing it, but they're propping it up with fake money, fake reporting. That's another thing that you guys have got to watch for. Stock market's at 9,000. Oh my God, it's at 9,000. This is great news for everybody. This is complete and utter BS. Complete BS. And it's complete BS because, okay, yeah, you're going to make more money. However, the employees got fired. That's how they're boosting the profits up. Okay, so the first quarter was terrible. Second quarter earnings reports coming out. Yeah, they're going to look better because of all the massive layoffs. By the time I make this video, 1,000 people are going to be out of work. From the time you start watch this to the time it ends, 1,000 people gone. And that happens every 10 minutes. That's the level that we're going at. This is just, it's not good. It's not getting any better. The GDP, they're saying it went from 5.5% decline for the first quarter, and now they're reporting that it's only a decline of 0.1% for the second quarter. You can't, there's no way. Anybody with a brain who has a business, who's been to shopping stores, no, 50% off, 60, 80, 70% off. Stores closing, it's still going on. Nothing's getting better. Absolutely nothing. And they keep saying that, oh, the recession's here, and Newsweek's got a big, magazine out with a balloon that they're going to pop it and say, oh, the recession's finally over, we can call it a bear market officially, and we're back on golden streets again. It's all complete BS. For those of you guys, typically the viewers of mine will also watch Daniel from Vision Victory. He breaks it down really simple. Check him out. He's a great YouTuber. He gets you real information, kind of like what I do. We don't pull stuff out of thin air, but he breaks it down really simple, and it's worth watching if you haven't watched him. Vision Victory or Victory Independence, one or the other, you'll get to him. But this is not over. This is not this is not ended. This is just getting ratcheted up. They can keep printing more and more money, and that's exactly what's happening to soften the blow. But in the end time, we still have to pay this. We still have to pay this money. We set out for Treasury auctions, $235 billion this week. We set out for auction. The auctions went okay, but at some point we got to repay this damn money. You can't, you cannot do this. It's not going to get any better. It's actually getting worse. And my original intention of the video, like I said, was hustle and focus. I think that Barack was right when he said we're going to transform America, and Michelle Obama said that we're going to have to change our traditions. Well, my big ass is on a diet. I cut out pops. I've lost 14 pounds in 3 weeks, and I've got 14 down, 36 to go. So if my big butt can do it, so can you guys. So it's time to hustle and focus and get back to business. If you can pick up some extra jobs doing here and there, little tiddly stuff, do it. Convert that money, take it over to gold or silver, start building up that reserves. I'm going to make a video. I'm not very good at editing, but I'm working on it. I'm going to make a video that basically is going to break down what's happening. We're going to try to do it in simple terms for everyone to be able to watch. The control grid of what's happening, what needs to take place in order for the government to take over every aspect of your life. And I'm working on that video now, but just wanted to give you guys a heads up and let you know about this bank. These banks keep closing up, and you can't tell me that as the commercial market comes on, now that investment banks and regular banks are merged, that we're not going to see a massive influx. And the fact that Sheila Baird said that 500 banks are on a watch list should be concern for all of us. I'll catch you guys later.